Welcome back to another video on IELTS, and we are continuing the series Road to IELTS Band 8, and this is listening module. We have another question type, that's floor plan, and there are certain ways in which we have to solve the floor plan questions. And the first thing we need to remember is no matter what kind of floor plan or map question is given to you in the examination, there's somewhere in the map that they start the track. So in this question you can see there's a clear indication of the entrance of this floor plan, but it may be a clear symbol that's given in the middle of the map. They start somewhere, and in that case they'll give you a hint like you are here. Not all the floor plan or map questions are similar, but whenever they start somewhere to explain the whole thing, and normally it's close to the first question number because the question is starting from 11. They are starting somewhere close to question number 11. So there are a few things you'll have to keep in mind to solve these questions. Another thing is the answers to the floor plan questions are given in alphabets. So you have two ways to solve this. You either write the words here and change it to, let's say if this is art collection, change it to A later while you transfer your answers, or you write A in the first place. So that's up to you. But you can do it both ways. If you are not very good with multitasking, I do recommend you to write the words, not the corresponding letters. And once you are done in the listening test, you have 30 minutes for the exam and 40 minutes for transferring the answers into your real answer sheet. So when you transfer the answers, you can transfer the corresponding letters, but if you feel like you'll forget later on, don't do it. Just write the correct answers in the first place. Okay, but if you are making a lot of mistakes in question like these, that may be one of the major reason behind you scoring less. So rather than writing F straight, it's always easier to write multimedia, because the track is not gonna talk about F, it's gonna talk about multimedia, and to come back and forth with the options and the question takes time, requires multitasking, and you may fail. There are a few other things that you'll have to keep in mind. So these are some of the frequently used phrases in the floor plan and map questions: in front of, behind. So let's look at the similar ones. Let's say opposite, in front of, across from. They are almost the same. So let's say 5 is opposite to 9, 6 is opposite to 10, 7 is opposite to 11, 8 is opposite to 12. 8 is right across to 12, right in front. Likewise, next to, adjacent to, beside are somewhat similar. So for example, 1 is next to 2, 3 is next to 2, 4 is next to 3, 6 is next to 5, 6 is adjacent to 5, 7 is adjacent to 7 is adjacent to 6, 8 is adjacent to 7, 10 is adjacent to 9 and 11, right? So these kind of words can be used in these ways, and there are certain phrases they keep on using: go past the, take the stairs to the second floor, it's located right next to. These kind of phrases show up a lot in the floor plan question. And when it comes to directions, remember the top is always north, the right is east, because sometimes they explain everything based on directions, like on the northern part of the park, or in the southern part of the building, something like this. So if you don't know directions, you'll fail entirely. So this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. Something in the middle of south and east is southeast, something in the middle of south and west is southwest, something in the middle of north and west is northwest, and something in the middle of north and east is gonna be northeast. And You can use some of the tricks like L and R. Like if you are listening to a track and you want to write, okay, this is to the left, this is to the right, this is to the left, this is to the right, because you may have questions here, and you can keep simple symbols for yourself while you are listening to the track. So use of directions is something you should remember. So without any further delay, let's go into the question now. And after we are done with the question, we will discuss further after we finish it, okay? So let me start with the question. There you go.
You will hear the librarian of a new town library talking to a group of people who are visiting the library. Okay, everyone. So, here we are at the entrance to the town library. My name is Anne, and I'm the chief librarian here. And you'll usually find me at the desk just by the main entrance here. So, I'd like to tell you a bit about the way the library is organised and what you'll find where. And you should all have a plan in front of you. Well, as you see, my desk is just on your right as you go in. And opposite this, the first room on your left has an excellent collection of reference books and is also a place where people can read or study peacefully. Just beyond the librarian's desk on the right is a room where we have up-to-date periodicals such as newspapers and magazines. And this room also has a photocopier, in case you want to copy any of the articles. If you carry straight on, you'll come into a large room, and this is the main library area. There is fiction in the shelves on the left and non-fiction materials on your right, and on the shelves on the far wall, there is an excellent collection of books relating to local history. We're hoping to add a section on local tourist attractions too, later in the year. Through the far door in the library, just past the fiction shelves, is a seminar room, and that can be booked for meetings or talks. And next door to that is the children's library, which has a good collection of stories and picture books for the under 11s. Then there's a large room to the right of the library area. That's the multimedia collection, where you can borrow DVDs and so on. And we also have CD-ROMs you can borrow to use on your computer at home. It was originally the art collection, but that's been moved to another building. And that's about it. Oh, there's also the library office on the left of the librarian's desk. Okay. Now, does anyone have any questions? Yes, thank you, sir.
So we just solved it. This is how the floor plan questions are gonna be like. You have to follow the track entirely. And like I said, I did have a very good idea about the question, and I knew, but like I said, to tell the answer is B, it was way easier to write children book over here. It was way easier to write the words. So if you have problem multitasking, you will skip this. So in the examination, the answer is gonna be something like this. The answer for 11 is gonna be H. For 12, it's gonna be G. 15, it's gonna be F. 13 it's gonna be D, and 14 it's gonna be B. This is gonna be D. So the answer is H, G, D, B, and F. This is how we solve the questions on floor plan. So one thing you must have noted, that is, if you read these options way before the track starts, it's gonna help you. It's really gonna help you. So this is how we solve floor plan questions in the IELTS examination, and this is how the question is gonna be like. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video, because we have been working on this series for a long time now. Thank you and have a good day.